Hello and welcome, everybody. This is Chart Request Live. Today is Thursday. We do this show twice a week, every Tuesday and Thursday at 1 o'clock Eastern Time, right here on Stock Market TV. I'm joined, as always, by my esteemed co-host and friend, Patrick Dunawilla of the Chart Report. How are you, buddy?
Stevie, how we doing?
Pat's on the charts today. Pat was like, what should we talk about? What do you want to talk about? Show us your best
I,
chart.
I think we have to start it off with the semis here.
Yeah.
Just a beautiful move here, gapping higher. I don't know if that's all Micron or is there others that are helping that there?
Throw up the XSD. Check the equal weight.
XSD is the equal weight semis.
Look at that, man.
Wow. Look at that.
Nice
Yeah, so
move.
it's not just one. It's a nice blend of the group there.
Today's thrusty. And I can't measure it yet. I need closing prices, right? And then we'll run some scans. Today's thrusty, just looking at these candles, right? Pull up Goldman Sachs, GS. I'm yeah.
Oh, there you go. I mean, that thing had been waiting for so long. It was just like coiling, coiling, coiling.
Pull
Finally
up
did.
pull up Rocket Mortgage. I'm just gonna give you like different groups. RKT.
RKT.
Yeah,
Wow.
these heavily shorted names, like this is the kind of market we're in. It's not just big banks or tech stocks or semiconductors. It's Rocket Mortgage. So big candles.
It's a pretty wide day when the Nasdaq and the Russell are both leading. That's usually a good sign because you got the smalls and the larges participating. So
And I mean, for me, Russell 2000 is just the biggest level in the world.
it really is not ironic. What he's
2000.
talking about is this right here.
Yeah.
2000's just been here. We can draw it.
So encouraging action this week, just in the sense that this chart is working back towards this breakout level or back
Correct.
through, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look at this. This looks like a new multi-year high, right? As of now, we'll see where it closes, but really, really constructive action, especially, Russell was looking really sketchy there for a while, couldn't hold these December highs earlier. That was looking really kind of fail breaky. Are we going to go back in the range? That would be absolute hell.
I,
But here we are.
I think
Yeah.
sketchy's a good word for it.
Yeah.
All
But
right.
here we are.
So Fed yesterday, FOMC. I don't know if it's something he said, something he didn't say.
What do you think of the dot plot?
I don't even know what happened yesterday.
I Man, I don't even know how to interpret the dot plot, so maybe joke's on me, but there's a lot of noise. I'll tell you that.
So Fed fund futures and the market came into the year, so where the market thought rates would be or thought rates were going. There's a huge gap between Fed fund futures market and what the Fed was saying, and it's kind of narrowed in a
Uh,
real way. The market's finally slowly starting to price in. Hey, we're not going to get 6 cuts or 5 cuts or even 4 cuts, right? And maybe they're going to start later than we initially thought. It seems like they're slowly getting on the same page, and risk assets are okay with it.
yeah,
All right, you want to hit the
just
chart?
shaking it off. Yeah, let's hit the charts.
Jeffrey, Suncor, SU. Let's start with the oil and gas. I like it.
SU. All right. Quite the moves from oil and gas recently, or just the entire energy space. And it seems like, they never really went away. They were just kind of quietly building up for what's going on now. But really, really, really like this action. Um,
To make
but
your point, zoom out on the chart a little bit. Like
yeah,
what was
yeah.
coming into this pattern? Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, this looks like a lot of other energy stocks, right? Made it all the way back to those 2018 highs in 2022, and then it got rejected. And then here we are. We've just been kind of coiling like most other energy stocks right here. Really like this little base forming or that's resolving higher over here. But anyway, yeah, if it's above this, call it 36 level, looking at 42 as your target. Those aren't your all-time highs, but the 2018 highs there. Yeah, I think that's simple right there. 36 gets you 42. Really nice trade there.
Stick with energy.
Let's do it.
Wavy. Long Williams, WMB, back to the all-time highs. Whew.
Ooh, the Williams Company. What is it? What do these guys do? Man, Wavy, this is a nice chart. Well done.
Is this not energy? Am I wrong?
It looks energy, right? It looks like that similar consolidation.
I think I was pretty sure it's a pipeline operator. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so above 38, the breakout's on. Looks good. Dropping into a daily here. Yeah, oh, that's a very nice setup. And you're getting the breakout today. Really, really good. And very timely request, Wavy.
Yep. Great.
But yeah, I mean, you could call it a base, you could call it an ascending triangle. The point is it's breaking out to new highs. And after a 2 year consolidation, 2 years of going nowhere, it's finally catching up for lost time. So really nice here. As far as target,
The action from energy is
wow,
just
44. Yeah, right?
and we're sitting here wondering, is XLE, right, the large cap energy sector spider, going to resolve its range finally and take out those multi-year highs? The more charts that look like this that are doing that beneath the surface, the more likely it is the XLE eventually looks the same way. Yeah.
Yeah, and this is what he's talking about here. It's just, I mean, like the other stocks that we've looked at so far, it's just this consolidation here, trying to go visit those 2014 highs. It's knocked on that door plenty of times. You got to imagine someone's going to answer soon. It's going to break through. So
2 years, Pat.
2 years, doesn't seem like that. And it's still the leader over the last 3, 4 years, right? Off the COVID lows. And far and away the leader. It's not even close.
Wasn't it, I think, the best performing sector 20 and 21, or at least one of those 2 years, while tech and everything else and ARC stocks were going crazy, right? Energy
Yeah, that's right.
performers.
Isn't it easy isn't it funny how easy it is to forget those? You have a new year and it's just slate's clean and you forget all the crazy stuff that happened, but energy's really just waking up from a nap.
Well, think about it. While the rest of the market was in just some really nasty drawdowns, depending on how far down the cap scale you go, right? From mid to late 2022 into mid to late 2023. A lot of big drawdowns, tech, the broader market, small caps, the ARC stuff. We're talking 80% in PayPal. Energy's just pinging sideways, digesting those gains in a really, really constructive way. Now it's go time again, it seems.
Yeah. What do we got next?
Daniel, aloha from Hawaii. With
Hey,
all-time highs, what level would you look to feed the ducks? He wants a price target in toll.
been told. Okay. There we go. We got one there first off. We just breezed right through it. So got to be looking at the next one all the way up to 214 here. Oh, no, take that back. So my fibs were off here. 98 was your first target. Second target, 133 here. Looks like we're getting pretty close to it here. So I would take some profits there if it kind of consolidates like it did here. Then when it finally kind of gives you a decisive breakout, then you're looking for 191. But this has been a really nice move these last couple months. So 133, 134, I would be looking to take profits on. These home builders, man, last year around this time, they were the ones giving the biggest tip. Them and semis were giving the biggest tip that things were going to be all right. Maybe we were about to rip higher, go into a new bull market.
Yeah, this has been one of the leadership groups. And I think there have been some excellent trading opportunities as these stocks have climbed up the right-hand side of their base. And then even since they resolved higher above the prior cycle highs. But these really shouldn't be new longs.
Right. Yeah. I agree. Yeah.
At this point, I would, and I'm not to say home builders can't keep outperforming. In fact, we see no evidence that it's going to change anytime soon. Yeah. I'd still rather buy the fresh reversals.
Yeah, that and also, you could stick with that theme of building and all that.
Yeah.
But you're seeing more of the industrials, material names participating, and it's the same thing going on there. So I'd be
Um,
looking in that space.
can I give you one instead
Yeah,
of at the end of the show because this is on theme. We're looking
yeah.
at like the most heavily shorted names right now, and Dreamfinders Homes (DFH).
Never heard of this one. Whoa!
So that's a
Oh
little fresh.
man, that
Yeah.
is a nice one, Steve.
A
I
fresh.
love that when it's got the little head and shoulders here too. But that and I love when it's like freshly breaking out of an IPO high, because that's a huge change in market psychology. You have this
Seven,
name that's never been, a performer really, and then all of a sudden it's like, whoa, this thing's moving.
17% short interest. Yeah.
Whoa, wow,
$3.6 billion, right? So it's a mid cap.
okay.
JC calls them Midwest mid caps.
How would you trade this one?
It's actually from Jacksonville. Is
Oh,
Jacksonville
okay.
Midwest? It's I don't know what goes on in
Oh,
northern Florida.
Jacksonville's Florida, right?
I'm kidding.
Yeah, it's your neck of the woods.
Jacksonville might as well be the Midwest.
The
Not my neck of the woods. But
Midwest of Florida.
yeah. Fresh breakout, home builder. This is one that I like. Next chart. Thanks for letting me share.
That's a beautiful one. Thank you
Hanson,
for sharing.
Hanson, long Arista Networks, ANET, 3-month time frame. This is an AI stock. Hmm?
You'd call it an AI stock, or it's being
Oh yeah.
labeled?
Oh, it's certainly the market has crowned this an AI name.
Okay.
Hmm.
Wow, look at that. Yeah, I think you're looking at 338 next. Pretty nice here. Just hitting fib after fib.
It's a good
Yeah.
one. 3-month time frame though. You want to say anything about that?
Yeah, it's tough with these. We've talked about these a lot, where these multi-year bases like this, when they finally go, it can be really hard to get in. Like the best trends really don't really give you a chance to get in. So you got to look for a way to try to play this in the short term. 3-month time frame, you're really dealing with that resistance there. I would wait for it to get there first and consolidate, and then go to the next one at, gee, 523. But I think, yeah, I'm not sure I'd be chasing this one for just a 3-month time frame. It's kind of feels like you're forcing the trade.
Maybe 3 weeks. You're getting some sort of resolution right now.
And
That
even then, it's tough to control your risk. Like where's your out, right? Like 290?
yeah, you would want
Um,
to keep it tight. Listen,
yeah, you could find a local low, but it's tough. This one's tough.
if you said next 3 years, I'd say yeah, all day. Throw up the relative trend quick. Just
Yeah.
because this is a good stock. This is as good as any stock, right? This is the kind of stock where you kind of just might be better off owning it than trading it. A
Yeah.
relative trend like this.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, no, absolutely. And then
okay.
I've seen so many of those lately.
SG Singapore looks like a buy right here. Target retest. Target
Singapore?
retest 37. Sweet
Or
greens. Sweet
Sweet
green.
Green. Okay. You ever been to a Sweet Green?
I have actually. I'm embarrassed to admit that. No, they're fine.
They're fine.
Yeah. You like it? You
I
like it?
actually I've never been, but I remember in New York there used to be a ridiculous line when it first opened, and I remember just thinking, who's waiting in this line? I'm not waiting in that line.
Yeah. We used to do. Yeah. How about Chopped? Do you ever have Chopped?
No, is it similar?
Same thing. It's there's. It's like I'm not saying this is new, but this was trendy like probably 5 years ago. The new like fast food salad places.
Oh, okay. Fast food salad places.
You know where I have never been though? Kava.
Kava's great. You gotta get yourself to a kava.
You
It's
like?
like it's like Mediterranean Chipotle. It's good. So this one coming into the 38.2 retracement here at 25. If it breaks that, that's an important psychological level. 25 gets you to 37 here. And if you get 37, if it can decisively reclaim that, then you're looking at the all-time highs. Usually when something reclaims 62% of its decline like that, it usually makes it all the way back to 100. So 25 gets you 37 here. Really nice, easy trade in the short term. I would not let it go under 21. Really no reason to own it there. I would even keep it on a shorter leash than that, but yeah, I like this one. Looking good.
This is some move just since last earnings. A
That's
double.
yeah, that's a really good point here. I mean, this thing's just gone vertical in 17 days. It's already doubled 120, 118% in 16, 17 sessions.
Wow. And would you say, yeah, so you're saying the reversal's in, you're not even too late.
Yeah. I mean, you might get a pullback here, but is short interest really high on this? What's going on?
What a bad time to come public. I was just checking that. Hold on.
Speaking of, have you been watching this Reddit IPO?
Apparently it just started trading.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Pat, there is a nice interest. 14.5%.
Hey, I mean, that's what's causing that move there.
You see
Wow.
it. You could see it. Do you have volume handy or no?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So what's the average volume too? What's that blue line?
Average volume right now,
Yeah,
it's like 3 million.
3.5.
Yeah, 3.5. Yeah.
So almost four days to cover. Look at that volume coming in.
Yeah. I mean, you have this day 10 million shares. That looks like the day after the IPO or the earnings. Sorry.
Oh yeah. Shorts just getting their faces ripped off on that candle.
Wow.
And you know what? Just because we're chart nerds, drop a VWAP from the
Sure.
IPO.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, good call. I think that's worth talking about. The IPO price. Whenever
Yes.
you're dealing with an IPO price, you always want to be cognizant of where this thing IPO'd at, where the highs and lows were right after the IPO. And I almost never buy an IPO when it's below that IPO price. Because if you think about it, there's an incredible amount of overhead supply that you're contending with. So, best thing to do is wait for it to reclaim uh, those IPO lows or either the IPO price. But this one, Steve, great call here. I mean, look at that, just gapped right above the VWAP from the IPO there. And this thing has been kind of an important resistance level for a while. So that's definitely constructive to see. I mean, after that, there's no other VWAP for you to reclaim, right?
That's it.
That's it.
Because that was the high.
Yeah,
Again, what a bad time to come public.
right.
Late 2021.
But in a way, I think now we're getting to see who the real winners are, who the actual quality IPOs were, because it's like they all got hit, even the good ones. And now you're starting to see the ones that are actually good, they're the ones that are making a comeback, while some others are just they haven't gotten off the ground. I'm trying to think of an example of one, but can you think of like an IPO that just has been still just, and there's tons, but
Um, yeah, there's so many. Listen, speaking of VWAP, though, I have Brian Shannon on the podcast in a few hours.
hey,
What would you ask him?
what would you ask him? When is he writing another book?
Never.
Yeah, I've heard him
Uh,
say that.
um, yeah, so chat, let me know. Brian Shannon, he's my favorite trader. Um, and
I
then
guess I would ask him maybe what have you seen people do with the VWAP, like kind of build on it. Like I know you guys have done really cool indicators where you'll look at like the percentage of S&P components above their VWAP, year-to-date VWAP and stuff like that. I think that's kind of taking it to the next level, right? It's kind of like how we have the percentage of stocks above their 200 day. There's kind of a lot of possibilities that you could do with this new indicator.
you know, it's crazy. It's on like every platform now.
I know, I know.
Even when you and I were just starting, some had it, some didn't. Most
Yeah,
didn't.
yeah.
Like,
TradingView or sorry, TrendSpider was the only one for a while. So I would always go to TrendSpider whenever I had to use a view app.
and that
But now
wasn't
you can
long
find it
ago.
anywhere. I
Yeah.
know, I know.
Okay. Well, no, we got wavy. Mark, I'm looking at a possible long in the Taiwanese semiconductor name ASE Technology, ticker symbol ASX. Mark
Oh,
says it has a nice base going all the way back to October of 2021. It's chopped around below 750 since 2007. He's zooming way out. Love it, Mark.
doing way out. Let's go monthly.
ASX.
Man, this is what a weird one, right? You know what this chart reminds me of? Fail breakout city, man. Like every time you get a breakout, it just fails miserably.
Yeah,
And
how about that?
yeah, like so you know another chart that's like that is utilities. Take a look at utilities sometimes. Every time that thing breaks out, it fails, fails,
Almost
fails.
like utilities are mean reverting.
Yeah, it's almost like the most bearish thing utilities can do is break out. Anyway, so really nice setup here. The breakout's already on. It's a little extended from where I'd like to buy it. I'd like to be buying it here in this 950 $10 range. Yeah, 950. Um, so it's on. I'd be looking for a pullback. But if you're already long this one, did he say he's long or
I think it sounds like he's long. Possible long, possible long. He's looking for an entry.
Okay. Yeah, so I would wait for a pullback to 950. You might not get it. Looking pretty close to its upside target here. That's why I wouldn't be getting in here because your upside is limited from 1150 to 1280. Not a ton of juice. So yeah, I would wait for a pullback, but this is a really nice setup. Definitely not bearish at all. You're breaking out of a nice 2-3 year base here. Looking higher. So if it gets that 1282, then you're looking at 18 as your next stop. So and I think it could get there, right? 2 year base. I would expect it to get beyond that first fib onto the next one. So really nice.
An even bigger base if you treat all those like you could just treat the whole thing as a base.
Yeah. You're saying this
Right.
because it's at all-time highs. Yeah.
Wow. All right. Interesting chart.
Yeah.
So to the chat, to the chat.
Oh,
Hey, chat.
hey chat, how we doing?
Iova, please. What's up, Jason? Long at 15, looking for a nice squeeze up to maybe 2021-ish. Iova.
IOVA. IOVA.
Ease. Yeah.
IOVANCE. Hey, how about biotechs though? Let's look at that first. Biotechs bouncing exactly where they had to. Again, looking sketchy coming into the week, but look at how important this level is here. I mean, you got first of all, it's been horizontal resistance for a while now, acting as support. You got the VWAP from the all-time high on biotech, also acting as support here. So this was a crucial level, and it was looking like it was going to break down. I saw somebody in the chart report said, "Hey, you remember when we were all posting biotech charts, a few weeks ago?
Yeah.
Sentiment was getting really, really hot on biotech. Everybody was seeing the
Yeah.
breakout."
Absolutely.
And we've come in 10% since then. We've corrected 10%. So that is, to me, the most bullish thing. We've reset sentiment on a valid breakout. You're finding support where it needs to. So definitely like what I'm seeing in biotech right
Like,
now. For this one, I think you can lean on those post gap up lows here as kind of your risk level in the short term.
mhm.
And it looks like it's holding nicely. If you're looking for an entry, I'd be picky and kind of actually you could kind of jump it here. Steve, I'll take a page out of your book and
Jump
drop
it.
drop a VWAP here. Yeah, here you're getting it here, so you could really get in here. And then if you're playing it short term, I would put my stop maybe around here, right under these. And you're looking for I would be looking for the 38.2 retracement on this one. So
You know, the VWAP is so good for that, right? Because I'll speak for you. We're not
yeah,
really
go
diag
ahead.
diagonal trend line people,
Yeah,
right? So if you were to zoom in on that pattern,
sure.
typically we'd be drawing a horizontal line at the pivot highs and saying buy that breakout. You know what the
right
VWAP
here.
allows you to do? It allows you to get a far better entry when you know buyers are taking control over the short-term trend.
Yes, yeah, very well said. Very well said. And what he's talking about is we normally wait for a breakout here to get involved. It's kind of confirmation. That could be your secondary confirmation, but
Right.
this is telling you, like Steve said, buyers have just kind of seized control of the short-term trend. So
And
you
those
jump it here, get in a 1550-ish, and then maybe take some off here if you want to really manage
that
risk in the short term.
depends
But
on the time frame,
yeah,
right?
I would let it ride. Let it ride to that 2250-ish level. Um, I think the squeeze is on. Some of these biotechs are pretty heavily shorted. Do you know what short interest is there?
22%.
That seems to be the theme, right, Steve? Things are
We might
squeezing.
cover this one. This
Things
is the
are
theme.
squeezing.
I
Wait, you
love
said
it.
22%? That's pretty high.
Yeah, 21 and change. Sorry, I just checked.
Oh,
21 and
that's
a quarter. Yeah, yeah.
that's pretty juicy.
It's high. Twist is another one with a high one. TWST. Throw that up.
Hey,
Another
this
biotech.
is
Mark,
biotech, right? Yeah. Oh,
solid.
hey, coming back into an old level here. I love that when I like leaving my marks up on the chart. That was actually something I read in a John Murphy book. He was saying that sometimes you should leave on your old trend lines because you'll be amazed at how they kind of come
Yep.
into uh become relevant again.
We have a new freshly squeezed report, which is hitting the website today.
I really like that report you guys do, especially
Really
in this environment. Now is the time to be reading a report like this
right.
or like that one.
These names are working. Spoiler alert, one of the names that we went over at the top of the show will be in there. And one of the ones that we just talked about. What is next in the chat? Hey, Daniel. Hey, Nicholas. Riley, could you mark up NRG for important levels, please? Thanks. Currently in June calls. NRG, isn't that an electrical gas?
I believe it's nat gas.
At gas.
Could be wrong.
Wow.
NRG.
Vertical. This is a utility stock. Look at this thing. Looks
Yeah,
like
remember bucking the trend of utilities. It doesn't act like a utility.
sick chart.
Yeah, really nice long-term
Oh,
breakout here.
it's when you got that massive base breakout.
Let's
This
go to
is
a
the
monthly.
reaction.
Yeah,
Holy
beautiful.
cow.
I mean,
Even
look at that.
utilities. Pat was just talking shit about how utilities can't break out.
No, I was saying that when they do, they just fumble the ball a lot.
Wow.
But yeah, here we'll look at that later. But NRG, let's go back to that one.
I mean, target hit, no?
Yeah, well, yes, it's kind of hard to get in here. It's been really nice. I'd be looking at 76 for your next target, but really nice. Yeah, you could probably get involved in a pullback to like 58, but this thing's just powering full speed ahead. 4 weeks in a row, beautiful gains. And you got RSI confirming here. Usually on a really sharp move higher like that, sometimes you'll get a little divergence, but this is, what is that? RSI's highest in maybe ever. This is
Wow.
weekly RSI, but okay, 2007 it was higher. So this is the second or third highest RSI has ever been on weekly.
All right. Don't be greedy.
What else you
Okay.
got?
You're done?
What else you got?
UAN. I believe it was the one Carl Icahn
Hey,
filed a Form 13D for this CVR Partners LP. This is one of those nitrogen fertilizer names. So
um,
current rally, you're showing a weekly.
yeah.
This one exploded. It was up double digits the day that the stake was announced earlier this week.
Oh, wow.
This is a hot corner move right here.
Oh, okay. And wait, remind me what a 13D is again?
13D is a active investment stake.
Oh, okay. Active investment.
An activist institution has to file it. It triggers on any position over 5%.
Steve, would you call this a bull flag? This looks a little too big to be a bull
Oh, no.
flag. Yeah. You want to see it to be high and tight, right? It's not.
Uh,
But I would say this is a valid trend line breakout.
that's what it,
You're getting, momentum didn't even get oversold on a weekly
that's cool.
RSI. So that's really nice to see.
Yeah,
What is this? Best candle in how long? My gosh. Best week in a couple
22.
years. Yeah. So I like this one a lot.
Momentum thrust, no?
Yeah. I would look to these 2016 highs as your short-term resistance, and that kind of coincides with these 22 lows. Right around 91 is a short-term target. But beyond that, now that Uncle Carl's involved, man, um, yeah, I think you want to be looking for new highs on something like this, or at least, to reclaim that 2022 high. You said this is an energy name, right?
Am I reading this right? Their dividend is 34%. Something's going on. The payout ratio, I'm seeing like 160%. So
You,
that's why
you're the
Carl's
expert on
there.
that. That seems fishy though, right?
No, but that's why Carl's there, right? He's a big shareholder return guy.
Yeah,
He's going to go there and get paid.
yeah. Um, so yeah, this one I would be looking for a move back to 165 on this. But really like that trend line break. The more times a trend line's touched like that's kind of each touch kind of validates it a little bit more. So this thing's certainly a really valid trend line, and you finally cracked it. So I think you're looking for, this level. This is a really important level here. You got 2013 lows, 2015 highs, and then 2022 highs. So markets told you that's a really important level. I think it'll return there.
What do you think about just small cap materials in general? Like if you throw up XLB or even PSCM, I think
Yeah,
this is the right kind of stock to be looking to buy right now.
beautiful. Yeah, beautiful. But XLB, also breaking out on a relative basis. So I think this is the first, I want to say the longest winning streak since 2008, I think, for weekly winning streak for materials. I know that's kind of just a fun fact, but speaks to how strong this thing's been. Look at that. Yeah, one more week and it'll break a record.
Yep, I was looking at that as well.
XLB versus SPY. So here,
Scooping and scoring.
yep. I think we looked at this last week, didn't we? Or on Tuesday. But nice fail breakdown here in materials. So that's definitely a pond you want to be fishing in right now. We talked about home builders have been really strong, and at this point they are kind of extended. It's kind of hard to get involved in them. Not bearish on them, but I think you can stay along with that theme by looking at industrial names, material names, and like Steve was saying, a lot of these small cap industrial, small cap materials are looking really good here. So. And it's you want to be looking for the unsexy names. I like seeing a name that I haven't heard of for the first time, that makes like gravel or God knows what, concrete, you know?
100%.
Yeah.
Um, all right. Can I give you one on that theme? Miller,
Yeah. Miller,
MLR.
MLR. Ooh,
Know what
look
they
at
do?
that. Look at that.
Know what they do?
Now, what do they do?
Towing.
Towing. Like residential towing, like you park in the wrong spot.
Yeah, yeah, all sorts of towing. Based in Tennessee.
Wow.
Yeah.
The unsexy names. Yeah, 64 is your target there. This looks great.
All right, we're doing three more. I'm going to take the next
V-shaped recovery. You remember that during the pandemic days, you kept hearing V-shaped recovery.
V. A lot less V's this time around.
A lot less V's, yeah. A lot more U's. There are a lot more U's.
I'm taking two in order, and then I'm going to pick my favorite from the chat.
Sure.
We're going to do Lyft. I'll allow it.
Mhm.
I used to not allow Lyft because it was just such a dog, but
Well, and
things
you
are
have
turning
just such a
around.
better alternative, but this looks great.
Things are turning around, so I'll allow it now.
I'll allow it. All right, Steve's allowing it. I think this looks great here. Squeeze is on. And we're starting to see that catch up trade from a lot of laggards. Like
Can
you
they
was saying,
both?
a lot of these heavily shorted names are really squeezing here. So
Yeah, what's
it would make sense for this one to start participating.
while you're giving levels, I'll check the short interest.
Yeah, I would well first of all let's look at the VWAP from the all-time
Six-
high.
16%, Pat. We got about 54 million shares. Let me see how many days to cover that is, because
That's
that's
not nothing.
anything. Lift. What do I have here?
That's usually my threshold for kind of what's considered high short interest is like 17%
Like
around
8
there.
million average volume. So almost 3 days to cover. Not bad. Not crazy good. It's okay.
Really like this base here.
Nice. Well, and you know what? There's just a huge volume pocket too.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. He's talking about this. But I think you want to be cognizant of this VWAP from the all-time high or from the IPO, which is also the all-time high. Uh, yeah, we were talking about how that was such a tough environment to go public in. This was, I guess, pre-pandemic, so a little different, but still did not have an easy first few years. Probably
I mean,
still in a huge drawdown, right?
yeah, it's had a rough.
74%. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I
Um,
worry like this is still an $8 billion company. I don't know anybody who uses it. It's uh, I don't want to overthink it fundamentally, but why would two of these companies exist?
yeah, but
Uh,
here, no, I mean, I think I completely agree. Uber's definitely the winner over the long term, but you could see a scenario where both of them are going up in the next few months.
Sure. Yeah.
Lyft is kind of squeezing more, it's playing catch up. Um, I could see that. And you're seeing this is the ratio, by the way, of Lyft versus Uber. So if this thing goes higher, that means Lyft is outperforming Uber. Um, oh, sorry. Uh, you
Yeah.
got a nice little setup here, right?
There's something there. 100%.
Slowly kind of trying to reverse here. And I see something like this as super bullish for the broader market, right? Because if we're bullish on the denominator, which I think, longer term, Uber still looks great, still kind of resolving out of that IPO base. If you have something else like a crappier name like Lyft outperforming something that looks pretty good and is going up on its own, that's a bull market. That's bull market stuff, right?
I've never had nice things to say about Lyft fundamentally. This chart looks great, and frankly, I kind of want to trade it.
Yeah, I mean, just really good symmetry too, right? Just
And Pat, 10 points to fill this little volume pocket here.
would you wait for this? Would you
No,
wait for all the way there, or would you kind of would you
at this
jump it a little
point,
bit?
I wouldn't want to buy it like right here today. I would have wanted to be buying yesterday's candle because that was,
Yeah.
I think, the breakout move.
Ah, sorry.
So buying it up 6% today, I don't love. Maybe you can use
Who
that
knows?
level.
Maybe we come in tomorrow and you know get a nice little pullback here.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you can use 22, you can use like the beginning of the gap, whatever, 22.38 or whatever, 22.40. You can use the pivot highs, which are like 19 and a quarter. All right, one more, two more.
Sure.
E Corp, my
Key,
favorite.
your favorite, yeah.
Look, it's been good.
And
It's
these
been good. Key
it's
Corp.
funny, financials have held up really well, but then you look at something like regional banks and they're not the ones. They're not the ones leading it. Look at regional banks on a relative basis, getting some love today, but geez, yeah,
Look out. I think they're ripe for the rotation.
yeah, no, it makes sense. It makes sense. Um, really like this here. It's above that line in the sand, call it 15. I think this move first you're looking for it to fill this pocket. So I would be looking at honestly probably 17 or 18 as kind of an initial target, just kind of this little mess here. I would be trading it up to there. But ultimately, this 19, 20, 20 level right here, you can see that's a really important level. Got rejected one, two, three, four times. then you got the big dump. So maybe 17, 18 and as far as a short-term level, 20 is kind of your ultimate level. Beyond that, talk to me then, but then you're looking at all-time highs.
Yeah, and I think you just got a little base on base action that's resolving higher. The smaller of the two bases, the one we're just coming out of now, was a 3 month base.
Yep.
Um, so that's I think the time frame from a trading standpoint, coming out of a multi-month base, probably gonna get multi-week move. I'm in April
Yeah.
call.
Oh, nice. You
All
got the
right.
calls on this one. You said April's?
Okay, one more. So
Let's do
don't
it.
like that. Don't want to talk about palladium. We'll do
Okay.
Reddit is up over 69%. It's
Hmm.
been trading for like 1 hour.
You look
Uh
at well, no.
Roku. Yeah, I feel guess looks good too. All right, you could do
Oh,
both.
guess. Let's do guess.
All
Yeah.
right, guess it is.
So guess we highlighted this one in the buzz.
At Denim is so back.
Bro, I didn't
Like,
even see this move.
are you
Wow.
getting your jean shorts out of your closet?
Well, listen, no, we highlighted this one this week in the buzz as kind of our featured trade idea. So definitely stop by and check it out for more good ideas like that. But incredible move here today. I'd call that a breakaway gap. This is just a super important level. I mean, we knocked on that door a billion times.
And you had the 62% right there. Looked like the
Yep.
base was just completing, so you could get in before this move, right?
Yeah. Wow. Look at that.
Nice.
And you got the successful retest right before it just kind of took off. What? It's trading at an all-time high now. So now the base is complete. This is where it gets really interesting here. So my plan was to take target, what was to take profits here around 30. But I think,
Trailing. Put a trailing on it.
right, I was going to say you take half off here at this point. Um, and then you leave the rest on to run up to 41.
There you go.
But base is complete now. This is a beautiful setup. What is going on with all these like teen retail stocks,
I
right?
just
Like,
told you, Denim is so back. I'm not kidding.
what about Levi, right? But this, I mean, come on, beautiful setup here.
All right, we're doing
25 was your
Levi too.
level.
Mark Zerby, you're right. Levi, big base, 13% short.
You
Uh,
know what I learned about Levi recently?
uh,
I was watching a documentary on the gold rush, right? And Levi Strauss was like we always say who
bunch
makes
of
the
gold
most money
mine.
in a gold rush. It's the ones who sell the picks and the axes. Levi was the guy selling all the jeans to all the gold miners. So he probably made out better than most of those people panning for gold. But little fun fact for you. This is
That is
Levi.
a cool little Snapple fun fact. Pat, this whole show is being dominated by short squeeze names.
It
Uh,
is. There's information in that, right?
so guess 27% of the float is short. This one will be on our report too. You guys are ruining the report.
I well, ooh, they're doing our work for us, man. This is beautiful setup here.
All right. Last one. Do you want to do your Levi or no?
Oh, I mean, we could look at that one. I mean, that wasn't really mine. I just kind of brought that up.
Oh,
But
it was requested based
oh,
on
really? Okay.
the whole theme. We need a denim index.
We do. We do. We need a gene
Denim
index.
custom index.
What else would you put in there?
Um, I don't know. Would you put like Abercrombie and Fitch and American Eagle? You have Levi. What is the one that's Lee jeans? One came up the other day.
Or
Lee jeans.
is it Wrangler? Who makes Wrangler? It's probably like
Contour brands. KTP is Lee, Wrangler, and Rock and Republic.
Contour Brands. What's the ticker there?
ATB.
ATB. So this one, Levi, real quick. I'd call it 20. I'd wait for 20. 20 gets you to 23, 24 here. But I mean, those fibs are just lining up perfectly. So what did you say? What was it?
I just love that we're doing all the denim stocks.
No, let's stay with it.
Pace.
What was
Great,
it?
Guess has got more juice to it though with the short interest.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah,
ATB, last one, last one. We're having too much fun.
KTB.
ATB, Contour Brands.
You sure it's not Krung Tai
Oh, it
Bing?
came up in a scan. We were just writing about it the other day. Look at this chart, dude.
Man, jeans are hot. Look at that. Who knew?
It's not just Abercrombie. It's not just the as Spencer would call them, the teeny bopper retailers.
The teeny bopper retailers. I mean, I think that's a great way to describe them. How else do you describe that group? Man, this is something here. You're onto something.
3.3% yield. I mean, what's not to like? 3
92.
billion market cap, based in Greensboro, North Carolina. 2.5 billion in revenue, annual revenue. The company basically trades at like 1x revenue.
Yeah, I mean, above 65, you're looking at 92, 93 as your target. Jeans are hot. I think that's the takeaway. I think we leave it there.
This has been fun. That'll do it for this week. As always, thank you everybody for joining and participating. You guys make this show for us. It's really the only one that we really get to be super interactive.
And Steve, did they bring a bad chart? They brought a lot of good charts there. Even the ones that were tough to get into, they're all moving up and to the right. They know what they're doing.
Great charts. One of the best chart request lists, I think, ever. And they're always good. I love the short squeeze theme. So definitely go to the website later today. Check out our latest freshly squeezed report where we're looking at, the best chart setups in the most heavily shorted names. Go check out the Buzz on Stock Market TV website. Like Pat said, Guess Inc. is showing up in multiple scans. Whenever we see that, the same stocks popping up in different bottoms up scans, it's just reinforcing or confirming the fact that, right, adds conviction.
SLG. I know that name showed up on your guys' radar. This is one that showed up on ours this week. So I love that when you're seeing something I'm seeing and for totally different reasons, it usually tells you that you're just stacking the odds of success. So
some of the best single stock confirmation we can get.
Right.
Thank you, everybody. Let's all go watch March Madness. Excited for Brian Shannon on the podcast later. Join us tomorrow morning and every morning on Stock Market TV, 8:30 to 10 o'clock for the morning show, the best morning show in finance. And then we'll be back here for Chart Request live next week, Tuesday, Thursday, 1 o'clock Eastern time. Thanks, Pat. See you guys.
Cheers. Thank you, guys.